trigger has fallen. What you expected was darkness, peace, or perhaps nothingness. Your brain calculated the millisecond that piece of metal ended life. Your biological clock stopped. Your family is crying. Your funeral arrangements have begun. Soil is being thrown over you. The story is over. But you opened your eyes. The mechanism jammed. Or that truck at the last moment swerved with a reflex that defied the laws of physics. You didn't die. You think you're lucky. You say, "It wasn't my time." But you're wrong. There is no such thing as luck. Statistically, you just died. Your spouse, your friends, your children. In their universe, your body is cooling in the morgue right now. For them, your story is over. But for you, for your consciousness, you must continue in that single possibility where the click was heard and the outcome was life. Because the most terrifying, most ignored law of quantum mechanics does not offer you a choice. It only offers you a curse. Forever, even if you want to, you will not be able to die. They gave us the wrong role in school. When telling the story of Schrödinger's cat, they always made us play the scientist opening the box. The cat is 50% dead, 50% alive, they said. You open the box, the wave function collapses, and the universe makes its decision. This is the comfort of the outside observer. But no one asked what the cat felt. Now put yourself in that cat's place. From a first-person perspective, the universe never decides. When Hugh Everett, one of the founders of quantum mechanics, slammed that thesis onto the desks in the dusty hallways of Princeton University in 1957, horrifying his professors, he wasn't actually talking about a physics theory. He was talking about a prison. Everett said, "The wave function never collapses. No choice is made. No dice are rolled. Every possibility, every maybe happens." Let's go back to that final moment. Is there a universe where the accident happened? Yes. In that universe, your mother is mourning you right now. Is there a universe where the accident was a near miss? Yes. This is the universe you are breathing in right now. But what happens next? Let's say you reach the age of 80. Your heart stops. Trillions of universes will form where doctors say we couldn't save them. But your quantum wave function, no matter how statistically impossible it may be, must, by necessity, continue to flow in that single branch where the pacemaker worked at the last second, where the artery opened, where that neuron continued to fire. This is called quantum immortality, and it's not a superpower. It's the absence of a biological escape ramp. Because the universe cannot experience your absence. Consciousness, by definition, cannot perceive the moment it ceases to exist. You only watch the farewells of others. You watch your loved ones, one by one, fall into the dark branches of eternity and vanish. As for you, you remain suspended in a reality that constantly thins and grows increasingly lonely. But there is a problem here. A big problem. A paradox that keeps physicists awake at night, waking Max Tegmark up in a cold sweat. If you are forced to live forever, how will your biology endure it? The laws of thermodynamics, entropy, decay? If you cannot die, but continue to age, what awaits you? Will you become a god? or a mind trapped inside a worn-out body, screaming but whose voice cannot be heard. This terrifying possibility is tested in the literature by that famous paradox called quantum suicide. In this scenario, the gun on the table is not connected to a trigger, but to a cold detector measuring quantum spin. If the particle is spin up, the gun fires. If it's spin down, only a click sound is heard. The chance is 50%. The mechanism operates click, 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 click. The outside observer, that's us, sees the experiment end in the first or second stage. The file is closed. But for the person at the head of the mechanism, the experiment never ends. The gun jams. The bullet is defective. The detector glitches. No matter how low the probability, you are locked into that spin-down universe where consciousness continues. So, why is this terrifying? This is where the subjectivity trap comes into play. The scenario is this. You are immortal, but your body is not immune to damage. The bullet can erase your mental functions, but the life support unit holding your consciousness won't be unplugged. Therefore, quantum immortality is not a protective shield. It only prevents the final end where consciousness is completely extinguished. Every kind of pain, damage, and trauma in between is fair game. In fact, it is mandatory. Physicist Jacques Mallat, at this very point, brought the most brutal critique to this theory. He said, "For consciousness to continue, the brain's information processing capacity must be above a certain threshold. If an explosion destroys 99% of your brain, are you still you with the remaining 1%? To be locked into that remaining 1%, a mass of suffering, memoryless neurons, is that better than non-existence? Or is this the scientific definition of hell?" Now let's be a bit egotistical. Have you ever asked yourself, why am I me? With billions of people on Earth, why is it you on this screen, right now? Physicist John Wheeler called this the participatory universe. According to him, the universe is not a cold pile of stones that exists on its own outside. The universe is dependent on an observer to exist. If quantum immortality is real, you must face the darkest consequence of this theory: solipsism. That is, the belief that only one's own mind is sure to exist. In this scenario, your friends, your mother, your father, your lover, they are all mortal. They are side characters. Their wave functions can collapse in your universe, and they can disappear. You go to their funerals. You bury them. You mourn. But no one can come to your funeral. Because in the universe where you die, you don't exist. You only exist in the universe where you survive. This means you have to live until you put everyone, everything, all of humanity into the grave one by one. This thought might feel heavy to you. Perhaps you are looking at the people around you right now and realizing how temporary they are. They are lucky. They have an end. You only have a continuation. This is not a gift. This is a cosmic quarantine. The universe keeps you alive just so it can observe itself. You are the universe's hostage. What then? Not 100 years. Not 1,000 years. After trillions of years. Let's say quantum immortality protected you from biological accidents. But no one can escape the second law of thermodynamics. The universe is cooling. Stars are exhausting their fuel. Even black holes evaporate and vanish through Hawking radiation. Maximum entropy. Heat death. The absolute 0 point. This right here is Tegmark's nightmare. Physicist Max Tegmark says this is the most terrifying part of immortality, because quantum probabilities must provide the minimum order required to maintain your consciousness. Perhaps your biological body turned to dust trillions of years ago, but your consciousness, that stubborn data packet, continues to vibrate in particles that have randomly come together in the void of space. A Boltzmann brain. There is nothing outside, nothing new to observe, no memory, no future. Only an endless, never-ending now.
You want to die, but the probability is not zero. You want to vanish, but the wave function doesn't allow it. The trigger falls.
Leaping from a cliff, the wind pushes back. The end of the universe has come, but you are still here.
Alone. Infinite. Imprisoned. Take a deep breath. Luckily, these are all just theories. Perhaps Hugh Everett was wrong. Perhaps consciousness flips the switch upon the death of the brain. Perhaps that peaceful darkness is waiting for you. But one last question. Since this video started, how many times can you recall narrowly escaping death? Did that clot in your vein just dissolve? Did that chandelier on the ceiling just decide not to fall? What if, right now, right this second, you are actually long dead? And what if this video is just a game of consolation played by your consciousness in your new reality?